EA already had some of the worst management, but now some of the worst people have completely acquired Electronic Arts.
The Sims 4 has been bought by Saudi Arabia.
It is the largest private equity buyout in history.
Electronic Arts has agreed to sell itself to a group of private investors.
And these private investors are, to put it bluntly, really bad.
We don't know the perspective of the purchasers.
10% of Electronic Arts, which will of course be rolled into its ownership stake in this new deal.
It makes me very worried about the future of The Sims and what implications this sale could cause.
Are they going to exert influence in future titles? We just saw Dragon Age the Veilguard from EA. Do you think a game like that would be made under a Saudi government-owned company? That's a big schism.
Electronic Arts will never receive another penny from me.
All right, guys, so we have a lot to talk about. I didn't want to make this video, but after seeing the stuff I've been seeing online, and unfortunately stuff I've been seeing from a certain creator, I think it's time that I kind of spoke up on this. So safe to say that the Sims community is in shambles at this point. Since finding out EA has been sold for $55 billion to Saudi Arabia's investment fund, Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners, and Silver Lake, a bunch of Simmers are crashing out over this. I'm seeing Simmers who used to consume Sims content, who used to buy their products, are now saying that they're not going to support EA anymore. I've seen a few creators kind of speak out on this, not a lot, which we'll get into in a second, and majority of them have said they're still going to be playing the game, which of course has caused a lot of backlash and harassment from other Simmers and content creators. And if you guys want more information on this entire deal, I've made a video. There's also other channels outside of the Sims community who've also covered this too. We are officially in the dark ages. Now there's 3 individuals in this video that I want to focus on. 3 of these creators I would say are pillars of the Sims community for different reasons, and the first one being is not Malcolm. Now I'm not going to go into a long history between me and not Malcolm, because at the end of the day, I've never had any issues with not Malcolm. If anything, I actually enjoy his content. I think he makes a lot of valid points, but in the past there has been a lot of videos that I've watched that I just don't agree with, and I do think he does come off with a little bit of an ego. The way he acts sometimes comes off as he's supposed to be like the savior of the Sims community. I want to keep in mind, as I talk about this first individual, this guy does not play Sims 4. Now keep in mind, now Malcolm has got his claim to fame by literally criticizing Sims creators and the Sims 4 itself. I'm not going to sit here and say that his videos don't make very valid points, because me and him have had similar viewpoints on the state of the Sims 4 and the community itself. And by no means am I saying just because you're not an artist you can't have an opinion on someone's painting, right? I'm not saying that at all, but I think your opinion and words do hold more weight if you're actually engaged with what's going on with the game. And again, he stated in the past that he does not like the game. He said he's been boycotting, he doesn't play it. So it is kind of confusing that someone has repeatedly said in the past that they don't play this game, but they have so much opinions and criticism on it, because again, he said he's advocating for Simmers.
You don't find that suspicious?
Now in this video, he starts off by saying that he had to contemplate and go back and forth on whether or not he wanted to make this video.
So I actually went back and forth about whether I really wanted to make this video, but ultimately I think it's a very important conversation we need to have about gaming communities, content creators, and the role that we play as consumers.
Okay. I think he just threw that in there just to let you guys know that he does have a conscience. And then he follows up by saying that he's not making this video to attack or harass anybody. And I'm so happy that he brought that up. Please play the clip.
Sims creator Fake Gamer Girl posted a video just last week where she announced that her game is broken.
For some reason, every time I make a video like this where I'm just talking to you, somebody else makes a video about me. Talk about your own goddamn opinions.
Wait, is she talking about me?
No.
So if I do have beef with Fake Gamer Girl, that's news to me. That being said, your boy notices everything. And last year when I did have Twitter, she followed me, but then quickly unfollowed me a few days later, which is totally fine. I never followed her anyway.
We do not care.
Keep in mind, this is all speculation. Fake Gamer Girl never actually said not Malcolm's name when she made that video. He just assumed that she was hating on him. He took this opportunity to make a rage bait click video with not enough evidence to prove that she was even talking about him. And this is where the situation gets even wild. Fake Gamer Girl saw his video and tried to clear the air in the comment section. In the comments, she said she was referring to other creators who have been tagging her in their videos for the sole purpose of taking her out of context. She said she never called anyone in particular because that would be irresponsible of me. And she said I was speaking as a general general statement. She said her YouTube homepage was full of negative rage-based Sims content, so that's what she was referring to. And in the video itself, she was talking about people making several clickbait videos not liking the pack. Again, we've heard it from Malcolm's mouth. He doesn't even play Sims 4, so why would he make videos talking about expansion packs for a game he doesn't even play? She even said that looking at his videos, they seem to agree on a lot of the points. So she said she's not even sure why he would think she was calling him out. And she also mentioned she wasn't even talking about Satch on Sims. She's literally talking about a whole different group of people. But that doesn't matter to Malcolm because he wants to get the clicks. He needs the views. Instead of trying to talk about the situation, this guy deleted her comment. And then when somebody asked where the comment was, he said, and I quote, "In the trash where it belongs," because it was complete BS. Instead of owning up to anything, or at the very least identifying who the someone she was referring to was, she pretended to be a victim and feigned ignorance. Huh? You didn't even try to have a conversation with her. You literally called her out in your video. You didn't even know if she was talking about you. She went into your comment section to explain the situation, and then you deleted her comment anyways. Listen, we'll never truly know who she was specifically talking about. My thing is, if she was talking about you, I don't understand why she would go out her way to talk to you through the comments and try to explain the situation. I'm talking shit about somebody, I'm definitely not going back into the comment section and try to like clear the air and set things right. That doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that if I'm beefy with you? This whole entire situation to me just made no sense, and this has nothing to do with the actual topic, but I just want to throw this in there to let you guys know this is the type of time that this guy's on. I don't know, I just find it very funny that now he's trying to be very humble when he wasn't like that 9 months ago. It's very interesting to me. Leading up to his big talking point, he mentions the fact that The Sims 4 is a very diverse game.
They really care about things like diversity and inclusion, and over the years Sims players have pushed for things like more pronoun options to be added to The Sims, more diverse skin tones, more sexualities, etc.
Is the diversity in the room with us? Bro, this game is not diverse. Bro, as a straight dude who plays Sims, I do not feel represented in this game at all, bro. But again, you wouldn't know that because you don't play the game. I think the diversity in this game is a fucking joke, but that's a video for another day. And I say that because there's no true representation for people with disabilities. Is it way more inclusive than other games that I've played in the past? Of course, for sure. And he's saying this because he's leading up to like the biggest concern right now is the fact that connection with PIF and their human rights issues. PIF is directly controlled by the Saudi royal family. So I'm just gonna say MBS for sure because I'm just gonna butcher this guy's name. Decisions made by PF also reflect his political agenda, like ordering the murder of a journalist named Jamal. I can't say his last name. This was in 2018. There's the jailing of women rights activists and mass executions and use of the death penalty for political dissidents. I might be saying that wrong. We covered this before, but they ran protests. They imprison activists, journalists, and even social media users for mild criticism. They also enforce guardianship laws that limits women's freedoms. And they also limit LGBTQ plus rights. So also, again, changing genders. If you want to transition, that is illegal. You cannot do that. If you label yourself as non-binary, that's illegally not recognized. The list goes on, guys. And keep in mind, Saudi already had to own 10% of this company. PF owns shares in a bunch of different companies. They're everywhere. They're in Uber as well. If you use Uber as transportation or you're buying food off the app, you're funding PIF. PIF has a bunch of shares in Capcom, Nintendo. So yeah, now Malcolm hits you with, hey, if you're spending money on Sims packs, you are contributing to these human rights abuses. And this is where the video starts to unravel for me, bro. If we're going to talk about Saudi Arabia and their government, then I think it's only right that we talk about the human rights in the United States. We can talk about police brutality, police violence. Apparently, police and shot killed over 1,000 people in 2024. Black people were impacted by the use of lethal force. Apparently there was like 22% of deaths from police using firearms as well. Another huge thing in America is discrimination, bro. There was government data in 2024 that showed a bunch of hate crimes against LGBTQ plus people that were reported in 2023. According to the Human Rights Campaign, 84% of transgender people killed were people of color and 50% were black transgender women, bro. So if we're gonna call Sim players performative for using a game that's funded by the Saudi investors, then please keep the same energy for everything else. For example, Google and Amazon. Fun fact, did you guys know that Project Nimbus is a $1.2 billion cloud computing contract? It was signed in 2021 between Google, Amazon, and the Israeli government. Human rights groups have warned that this could enable surveillance and military operations in Gaza. By your logic, if Simmers are buying packs that funds human rights abuses in Saudi, then you uploading your YouTube videos falls in the same category. But nobody mentions that the platform is tied to a government accused of war crimes. This is the shit that I'm talking about, bro. This guy's literally picking and choosing to fit his narrative. Everything is connected to something that's corrupt. So please let me know. I'll wait. Are we boycotting YouTube as well? I didn't think so. Did you know that PF also has shares in YouTube? And I noticed too that a lot of people kind of like question him in the comments like, well, you know, PF has shares in a bunch of things, right? And he's like, well,
100% of it is going to Saudi, so it doesn't matter.
Bro, what are we really talking about right now? If supporting a game with Saudi investors makes you morally guilty, then wouldn't buying any US made product make you complicit in America's racial violence then? Isn't it that the same thing? By your logic then, if we buy something in the US, we're funding police brutality then, and transgender violence and discrimination. And again, I'm going by his logic in this example. We're basically going morals for morals then, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense. Bro, PIS has a share in a bunch of things. Disney, even Starbucks. You don't get to pick and choose. Even if they own 5% of a company, they're still making money. This is not a video game where you have like a morality meter or something. Whether it's 5% or 100%, bro, it's the principle of it. You can't say that simmers are contributing to human rights abuses, then defend it when someone tells you, oh, you know, PIF owns like a percentage of YouTube or Starbucks or Activision, and say, oh, it doesn't count because it's not 100%. We're not talking about percentages or numbers. We're talking about the principle of it. What you're saying makes no sense. And I want to keep in mind, because I'm going to keep saying this guy is literally profiting off the very thing that he's criticizing as we speak. You have sponsorships, monetization, and your business inquiries in the comment section, bro. If you were so goddamn righteous, why the hell do you have your videos monetized? You're literally making money off the thing that you're criticizing. Bro, even if you're against sim influencers creating content or people buying Sims packs, you're literally monetizing off the Sims' brand by talking about it, regardless of where you stand in the situation. Listen, the list goes on. The point I'm trying to make, the Saudi government is straight up terrible. But I just don't understand how we can sit here and point fingers only at them and not look what's going on in people's backyards, bro. And this goes on to my next topic with the person that he's kind of like putting in the spotlight with this is Little Simsy.
Sims is my entire life. It's my livelihood, it's my hobby, it's my name. My last name is Sims. But where does this leave me? I don't know. I am going to keep playing The Sims. I'm gonna keep talking bad about The Sims and about EA when I need to.
Now, yes, for example, if the next few updates they say, hey, we're gonna take out same-sex marriages, and then Little Simsy tries to defend it like, oh, it's fine, it's not that big a deal. And yes, for sure, I 100% agree that is performative as hell. But even then, if she says, hey, I don't like this, and if this is a big deal for you, you shouldn't play the game, but I'm still gonna play, it's still not performative, bro, because she's still voicing her concerns. Again, it's a hot take. I know some people are not gonna agree with that, but as long as she's voicing her concerns, it's up to her community, the players, to make that decision whether or not they still want to play this game. But again, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not here to tell you guys what to do. If you guys think the right thing to do is not support this game, then please do what's best for you. If you still want to make content, you still want to buy the pack, that is your right. Do not let anybody, including Malcolm, tell you what to do. And let's be so for real for a second. Even if everyone boycotts and everyone stops playing The Sims, there's still a bunch of other games that EA owns that people play. For a boycott to be effective, you would have to boycott every single game that EA owns. So please, Great King Malcolm, show us how it's done. I want to see you go into every other gaming community, spew this bullshit, and report back to us and let us know how it goes. They will toss your ass right back here. Bro, this entire thing is giving bozo energy. It's kind of insane how many times this guy has contradicted himself in his own video. But I think anyone with two brain cells, including Malcolm, knew that Little Simsy, Deligristy, James Turner, the list goes on, none of these guys were going to stop making content. These guys are financially free. The comparison that you made with those other two creators like SimSega versus people like Deli, James Turner, and Little Simsy is not the same thing, bro. These guys are in two different types of situations.
In the last 2 days, I've seen 2 different Sims 4 content creators who said they will no longer be making Sims 4 content.
I am officially done with The Sims 4.
They enlisted their Sims 4 videos.
And if you guys haven't already seen, I did go ahead and unlist all of my Sims videos because I just feel like I need a new chapter.
They understand the implications. They took action. Respect.
But I guess it's fine because as long as you earn Not Malcolm's respect, you're good. I'm sorry, but is Not Malcolm's respect gonna buy my groceries or pay my bills? Is Not Malcolm's respect the new currency? Is it worth doing all that for? Like, I want to know. You're comparing someone who's been doing YouTube for over a decade versus someone who just started making YouTube videos, bro. It's not the same thing. Me, you, and everyone else knew that people like Little Simsy were gonna stop making content. But in your previous video, when you said The Sims just got messier, you were literally nonchalant want, we're telling people like Little Simsy to keep making content, but just don't be fake about it.
If you want to be an influencer and get your bag, that's great. If you want to be excited and make 100 videos hyping up DLC for a game, go off, go off, go off, go off, go off. But don't play pretend, okay? Don't mislead people and don't be fake.
3 days later.
So that brings us to Sims content creators, people who play this game and make money from it, especially the ones who literally market this game for EA. My question to them is this something you want to promote?
What? So this is the part that gets really confusing. Am I the only one that's seeing this? You literally told her to keep making content, and then you made a follow-up video criticizing her because she's making content. Bro, you can't make this shit. It's almost as if you want her to keep making content so that you have something to criticize, brother. Bro, it's so obvious that you're literally cherry picking Little Simsy, bro.
I do not play it. In fact, I do the opposite. I encourage people not to buy this game or support EA at all, and that's prior to the buyout.
None of these guys, Little Simsy, James Turner, Satchel Sims, Not Malcolm, even me, none of us are above this shit. Everyone is trying to feed off the Sims in which way. Nobody wants us to stop playing the Sims because everyone cares about their paycheck. Satchel Sims is the guy you go to when people criticize the game. Not Malcolm acts like he's the savior of the Sims, but at the end of the day, he's doing this for a paycheck as well. I'm not saying his points at the end of the day aren't valid, but brother, you don't play Sims 4. So when you say the game is boring and it's trash and it's all recycled content, again, that's your opinion, bro. I'm not saying that he doesn't care about the Sims franchise and again, like he wants to fight the good fight. You already said what you had to say, but then you went and doubled down. I think I made some fair points about the situation. The point is, I'm trying to look at it from different perspectives because at the end of the day, The Sims isn't the only title that EA has. Why not direct all this energy to everyone else who's playing FIFA or Madden? And the fact that like you're basically calling out everyone, including myself, who creates Sims content performative is wild, because I don't remember saying I was an ally. I at least had the common currency to ask my subscribers if they wanted me to continue making content. Obviously not everyone on my channel voted, but majority of people said yes, keep making content or at least keep giving us updates. I think the point is, man, the shit we eat, the phones that we use, the clothes that we wear, there's corruption everywhere. You cannot escape it. I think at the end of the day, you need to pick your battles. What is more important to you? If people want to make content and play Sims, let them do that. If you don't agree with it, don't engage with the content. So yeah, man, I think that's all I have to say. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and comments down below. Whether you guys agree or disagree, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys have a good day and take care.